diminishing in my eyes. Like your self-esteem is diminishing, your self-confidence is starting to diminish, and I'm seeing changes in you that I don't like, that I've never seen in you before.
I don't want to be in the possessive relationship.
Well, but let's just we'll do role reversal. Okay, we'll just call it X. Okay, we'll just call her X.
Go ahead.
So my friend X is in this abusive, not physically, but she's in this emotionally abusive relationship because he's so controlling and possessive. He doesn't let her have friends. He doesn't want her to hang around anybody but him. And she loves him, and she deals with it. And we hardly ever talk anymore. But every now and then when I see her, I watched her, the person I knew, diminish. Like her self-confidence is diminishing, her worth is diminishing, her self-esteem is going away. And I'm worried about her. Well, all I can do is tell X, hey, this isn't who you are. I've known you for XYZ years. You know, are you happy? Yep, I'm happy. Do you love him? Yep, I love him. Do you want to be with him? Yep, I want to be with him. Are you okay with all this? Well, no, I'm not stupid. I don't really like it, and I don't really appreciate it, and I miss you, and I miss my friends, but I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose him. What am I going to say? You're a dumbass? And okay, I don't know if I could say that on the radio, but I'm sorry if I shouldn't have said that. But what do you know? What am I going to look at her and do? Am I going to put her down and shame her and make her feel bad about her choice? This is her life. I can't control her life. All I can do as her friend, if I'm really her friend, like you said, a well-rounded, true friend, is love her and be there for her when she's ready to walk through the door and say, hey, I'm ready to change. I don't want this life anymore. And let's say that never happens, and she's happy being with him, and she marries him, and she's with him. Well, then I guess our friendship has changed, hasn't it? Because I can't stop her, even if I think it's not healthy for her. It's her life. It's just like, again, she likes chocolate ice cream and I like vanilla. That's like me trying to force feed her vanilla and go, you will like vanilla ice cream, eat it, and try to shove it down her throat. I can't, that's not right.
So do you try to have a friendship with the asshole? I mean, the man.
Do I try to have a friendship with that?
Or in the male situation, do his friend try to have a relationship with we know what the man will call her, right? The B word, right? Or, this is your girl, or, this is your boy, and you still want to kick it sometimes. Maybe not all the time.
Well,
maybe the game has changed a little bit.
But if they're that possessive, are they going to let the friend around for you to even have a relationship and try to forge a relationship with that? I mean, the man or the bee. Like, would you even try? You wouldn't even be around if they're that possessive and controlling. They're not going to let the friend be around really hardly ever anyway. But maybe, let's say, in the beginning of the relationship, before they get super possessive and controlling, they are allowing the friend around. Well, then, yeah, I would try to forge a polite relationship, a kind relationship for the sake of my friend. That way, it's not more difficult for him or her. If my friend if I see that their partner is a real jerk and is going to potentially be problematic for them after I leave, then I'm not going to purposely want to do anything. But see, I'm strong enough. This is funky, okay? Because I'm strong enough that if you and I were friends and you were around a controlling jerk, and I saw that in the beginning, I would be commenting on that. But then if I started to see that it was hurting you, it was causing problems for you, then I would back off and I would shut my mouth. I would work to have a conversation with you by myself and say, Lina, what's the deal here? This guy's a controlling jerk. Do you really want to be with him? Oh, yeah, I love him. He's my life. He's this, he's that, he's the other. And if I tried to talk to you in every which way to help you see, and you didn't want to see it, and you were happy and going to stay with him, then what am I going to do? I can't force you. So if you're really my friend, I can love you through it and say, look, girl, I'm here if and when you need me. And I'm here even if you don't need me. I'm just here. I'm here for you.
And I tend to think that's a little sad if it gets to that. Of course, you have different types of scenarios. If the man is just a butthole, that's just him,
I know. But I think people are afraid to be. Look,
but even if
go ahead.
even if he does, okay, so he's not really possessive, okay.
Okay.
But he's a butthole. So even when everyone get together, he's the one that's quiet. He's the one that everybody keeps saying, "Are you okay?" Because he's sitting there with the look on his face like everybody smells. And
oh my God. Okay, so he's not. Okay, so you're saying he's not possessive and controlling. He's just kind of the jerk. He's just kind of like the either really quiet one.
I just changed it. We talked about that one scenario because there's different, different personalities. So he's not possessive. He can't stop you from having your friends because you do your own thing. You're kind of an independent woman and wants their friends around. But when all of the friends get together, especially if it's couple night, you're the one that really didn't want to be there. So you're the one.
There's a lot of partners. There's a lot of partners that are jerky. There's the partners that will have one drink and they'll get up on top of tables and they'll start screaming and yelling and hooping and hollering and they'll start, acting like fools to the waiters and the waitresses and being mean and I think it just depends. Again, it's I'm a big thing. My friends would tell you I'm a big person on setting boundaries. And what I mean by setting boundaries is saying I have to check in with myself and say what is important to me, what is good for me. And that's not selfish because the bottom line is every human on the planet is selfish. We do things for our own reasons. I eat chocolate ice cream because I like the way it tastes or it feels good in my mouth, or I have a friend because I like hanging around that person. Like, we're selfish, but we're not selfish like in a deceptive, mean, I'm doing it for me and screw all of you kind of way, right? It's like, this is important to me. And so if I know that going out with my friend and her partner or his partner is always problematic, then I have the choice to say, do I want to go out with that friend and their partner ever again? I can choose to do that or not if I'm too uncomfortable with all the stuff that might happen. They're too quiet, and we're always checking on them, and they're always looking at their watch going, can we go, can we go, can we go? Look, I had a situation like that with my husband. I had a belief system that said when you get invited to weddings, when you're a couple, whether married or not, you go together. And so I had an expectation in the beginning of my relationship, the first few years with my husband, that we would always go to these weddings together. Well, there started being situations where we would be invited to a wedding, and it would seem convenient, and he wasn't ever faking it, trust me, but it would seem convenient that there would always be something that came up that he wouldn't go to certain weddings. And I started getting really upset and hurt, and we had a fight about it. And we sat down and talked later, and I said, look, here's the deal. I have this belief that says we should go together as a couple. But you don't like the weddings because maybe you don't really know anybody there. I'm the only one you really know, and you're going to please me. But you're bored, so by 8 o'clock at night, you're sitting there going, can we go? Can we go? Is it time? And I'm the one that wants to stay till midnight, till the last person leaves, right?
You're like, woo!
And so I want to dance. I'm not really a drinker, but I love to dance. And so I'm out there dancing, and he's sitting at the table, and he's not really talking to anybody because he's not super, super outgoing. He's not super shy either, but he's not super outgoing. And he doesn't know anybody but me. And so what we came to realize was that I had to honor the fact that he doesn't like going to weddings where he really doesn't know anybody. So from that point forward, anytime we were invited to go to a wedding, where I knew he didn't really know anybody but me. I told him about it to give him choice, but I also knew he wouldn't want to go, and I gave him the out to not go. I said, if you don't want to go, hon, you don't have to go. I'll take a friend. And so he'd be like, yeah, I don't really want to go. And I wouldn't be hurt anymore by it. I wasn't like, oh, my God, you're supposed to go to a wedding with me. And instead I'd take a friend and we'd have a hell of a good time, dance until midnight. But then other weddings where he did know people, he was willing to go with me and stay until midnight because he knew it was important to me. So I honored him and he honored me. So when it comes to a friend, if that friend wants to be with that person who is really crazy, outgoing, or really shy, or causes problems when we all get together, I have the choice, like my husband had the choice to go or not go. I have the choice to either not go, or to just hang with my friend away from their partner. But you got to open your mouth to do that. I mean, because how would you fix it if you went to the event and the partner was there causing the trouble? How are you gonna talk to your friend and change it? What's the friend gonna go do? Go talk to their partner and say, you're acting the fool, knock it off? Is that really gonna make a difference?
That's right. It's not.
You know, what would you do?
Well,
what would you do?
You know, maybe the way I handle it wouldn't be exactly the best way. I would probably not do anything. Okay? You don't want to do nothing? Then we're not going to do nothing. We're just going to sit here. And you can see that I'm bored, but you don't care. That I'm bored. I'm pissed off because you're pissed off because you're here. You know, why did we even come? You know, I could have just came by myself, period.
Right. Well, and that's what happened with my husband. It was like we would go to these couple of weddings in the beginning, and I'd be sitting there constant. I started worrying about him, like he's bored, he's checking his watch, he's asking if we can go. Well, now my fun is dampened because I can't go out and dance because all I keep seeing out of the corner of my eye is my poor husband sitting at the table by himself, and I'm like, oh, my God. And so I'm not having fun, and it's like I want to have fun. So I'm like, you know what? You're hindering my fun. You are hindering my fun. I don't want you there anymore. I don't want you there anymore.
You know,
like you're like a wet noodle. Exactly. Just stay home. But the truth was I had to deal with the thought and the feelings I had about the fact that I had this expectation that said, we are a married couple or we're a couple and you should be going with me because we are a couple together and we were invited to this wedding, so you should be there with me. And it was like, no, he shouldn't be.
It's not worth it. Yeah, it's not worth it. Just go ahead. If you're looking forward to it and he's not, just go ahead and just have fun with that. He shouldn't feel bad. He shouldn't. I mean, but if you got someone and they don't want to go, they don't want you to go either, that's a different. So it can go on and on and on, but we have to go on to our next friendship subject. And our next song for RJ Comer with Stepping Down. Now, I know I was supposed to have his new one. He has a new one that I really want to play, but I didn't get it yet, so I'm going to bring it on in August. So here we go with RJ Comer with Stepping Down. We'll be back.
We'll be back.
Runner's legs, barely walking, expressive eyes, and they ain't talking about marquee lights or days gone by, and I don't care no more, 'cause I surrendered my attachment to the outcome of everything I once tried to run. Feels so much better now that I've abandoned hope. I'm stepping down. I'm stepping down.